Hey guys, Sinnix here. I'm here of Axiom Action. We're going to talk about dead matters and roleplay. Are you ready?
How's it going? What's up, Sinnix?
It's going good. I love that whenever I do a podcast, it's always the awkward start because you're like, how do I make this fucking professional?
Well, I was gonna say something, but then you put a really long pause in, and then yeah, never mind.
I know, I always miss the beginning up. It's like every time I'm with anybody, there's an awkward pause in it. I should just shut up and let them talk.
You gotta tell me what you're gonna say in the beginning, so I know when you're actually done, and then I can say, "Hey, how's it going?"
I think I'll use that. I'll use that next time. So we're talking about Dead Matter, and it's coming out with a closed alpha soon. I can't record or stream any of it because of the NDA, but once that's done, I'll be making a shitload of content on it. But we're here to talk about the potential for roleplay on this game. I'll tell you the setting. Day one, the server starts. It takes place 2 weeks after the zombie apocalypse happened. Police are down, medical's down. There might be surviving groups out there and factions trying to keep their shit together, but the world is too busy dealing with the zombie apocalypse, the riots, and everything that's going on in the world at the moment. Imagine this. Say you and I are like brothers in some roleplay, right? And we're driving down. It takes place in Canada too. So we went on our RV trip, and we're driving back down from our camping site, and we've been out there for 2 weeks fishing, enjoying ourselves. We haven't seen a single zombie. We don't know what's going on. And we get to roleplay as civilians who are not like DayZ, where it's like you've been out there for years and you're like, don't trust nobody. We're ourselves. We're people who still care about other people, who don't want to see people get hurt, mauled alive, or killed, and we're still trusting of people out there. Right. We're driving back, and so we have this like conversation. We're just like, we're talking about how the fishing trip went. We're talking about our family. And we're like, we're at that time this and this happened, and we're driving back. We're having a good family, a good conversation. And as soon as we were like driving back into town, this is also how I envision starting a video out for the server. Is that we're driving back into town, and we're like, that's strange. That car's broken down the side of the road. The doors are open, no one's in there. We're like, okay, let's keep driving into town. And we just start seeing people like, kind of running about, and there's like weird things happening. We're driving back into town. We're just kind of like, what the fuck happened here?
Smoke and fire and brimstone?
And I'm like, I lock the doors on the car and keep driving. And we start like seeing people chase the car. We're like, why are these people chasing the car? Like kind of speed up a bit. And then the realization happened that these people aren't normal anymore, and the infection's happening. We're just sitting there like, what the hell? Imagine that realization in character. That's intense. It's an intense feeling to roleplay.
Yeah, that's like a when you're out somewhere unfamiliar in like a concert or just a big group or some sort of event that you're doing. It's a big mass outdoor event, and you reach for you do the pocket check for phone or wallet, and one of those two are missing.
Oh yeah,
and that sinking feeling you get. I mean, like it's instant, right? Mm-hmm. That important thing is gone, and it's that internal panic. Your stomach just drops straight out. You come in this and you realize like there's something terribly, terribly wrong. All of a sudden there's danger. Your sympathetic nervous system lights up, and you go and your subconscious is going, danger, Will Robinson. There's something terribly fucking off.
And like, I think it's gonna be exciting to roleplay the adrenaline rush, the not knowing what's going on.
This is for YouTube. Do you want me to say less F words? I'm sorry. It's
oh, you can. Mine's not set for like young audiences anyways. So I think I probably get less ad rolls, but I don't make enough money on my channel or have enough like viewers to like where that would matter as much. Like down the road when I'm like I'm at like 1,200. I make like 30 cents a day on YouTube. So it's like I get the basic ads.
I wanted to make sure, being that it's late and we can pre-qualify by saying we've had some adult beverages and we're gonna have a great time. I might as well
leave it to just the F word and nothing like ass, shit, things like that. Nothing like too heinous, I would say.
Okay. Because then we should have pre-qualified. Please continue.
I could edit this too. Like this is YouTube. This is all just like I can be like blah blah every time we like say a cuss word. Just make that noise. Because I heard that if you do beep noises, it still counts.
Wait, it does?
Yeah, that's what I heard. Like that still like gets your channel flagged. So people do like, yeah, like that. They probably get my video flagged now because you played it.
Oh shit! Well, sorry, I'm the worst. God. Oh, sorry. God dang.
No worries. Damn's fine, I think. But like, yeah, I heard that people like who do like the bleep noises. the boop, the black bar and stuff like that. It's like it's flagged in videos. But people, this one guy does like a scarecrow, or not, like a crow noise every time someone like cusses, and that fixes it. Or like a sheep noise or something like that. If someone cusses.
I've heard people physically use a squeaky toy,
Squeaky.
like a dog.
There's a lot of them that people use. I would probably use. I try to find some funny noise that would be like a good one as well.
Yeah, I guess don't use that one then. Okay.
But we're off topic now. So like we go back to the RP.
It's a podcast, man.
And yeah, and we're drunk, so it doesn't help. But imagine that, like, how much fun it is to be like, the world just ended. How do we take this all in? Like, I'm not gonna be somebody. I'm gonna play as myself for the first character. Like, I'm gonna try to help people. I'm gonna try to work with people. You know, like I see someone struggling, I'm like, oh, should get in the car, get in the RV that we're in or whatever we're in, hop in, or like, let's get the fuck out of here. Try to find the police station, see it's overrun, or maybe it's not overrun. Maybe some other players took it over, and we're like, we need help. And there's like zombies everywhere running around and shit like that. And like, I don't know how much of that they're going to be exactly, and how they can get into buildings, they can break down doors, they can break down windows, but you can also put like newspapers on the windows so they can't see you. But if you make too much noise, they can find you. The good news is, VoIP doesn't affect that, which it should in my opinion, but I can live with it.
Because it does in DayZ. It does in DayZ, and I actually like that.
Yeah. But then again, it's like, it could be annoying if you're role playing, because the zombies are designed to spawn based on, like, the dumb thing about the zombie spawning is that, like, if there's no zombies around and you killed every zombie, you'll get a couple free shots where after you kill them all, they don't reappear. But if there's like 5 minutes of like silence, I think, or I don't know the exact timer. You shoot your guns again, more will kind of appear, but not like a lot, you know? Will come show up again, which is annoying, because I'd rather, like, if you clear out an area, there shouldn't be any there's zombies there for a bit, but
for a while, until more quote-unquote sort of wander into the area.
See, in a big town, that makes sense, there'd be a lot, but if you're like in a rural, like, little farmstead, and they just keep showing up out of the woods, like, one or two at a time, it'd be annoying. You should be able
to, like, you know, clear out that area, that several hundred square miles of zombies that are going to be attracted by a gunshot or whatnot should be cleared out pretty easily.
Yeah.
My before I forget, so I view this as, you know, you're going to do this as RP. I guess you would have I'm just going to assume a bunch of things, like this would be an RP server that you would have, obviously, because you want to vet the people coming in who can actually, you know, RP and understand what that is.
Yeah.
We'll get into that later. But so if you would have to join from the beginning, I would think, because of this like progressive time system, right? So the game starts at, or the scenario starts at 2 weeks after the infection.
Yeah,
you know what I mean, and everything is going like server side, not even just story side, but server side. Like, you know, the zombies are going to end up like we talked a little bit before, but the zombies are going to end up degrading, as you would think. It's more real life stuff. So as it would be simulating, as people are looting things and as society's breaking down further and further, there's, you know, things become more scarce and whatnot. So if you were going to RP, if you were going to play on this server, hypothetically, you would really have to be like very like dedicated. Like you would have to be on time with joining and starting your character and like being part of this thing.
Yeah, but the good news though is if you start late, you just role play that like you were hiding out for a bit, you know. If you were a role play server, even if you're like not on a role play server, you just join in and you're like, okay, the server's been on for this long. Or if you figure out how long it's been on for, you just kind of deal with like the lack of loot and things like that. But here's the thing about the map as well. The map is going to be huge, bigger than DayZ, but they're taking a system from Oasis, which I think is interesting. So you don't have to render the whole map to keep it in a good position where it's not laggy too much. To go to a farther region of the map, what they're gonna do is they're gonna have like that travel thing that Oasis does, which costs like health, not health, but like stamina and like food and drink, whatever it's called, to go across. So you have to go across prepared for that long journey to get to the next part of the map. And I don't know how.
Like back up a second. They actually have like they're going to do section out portions of the map, so you have like sort of a travel time, so you can actually go into you're traveling into different areas, so you need to make sure you have food and supplies.
Yes.
Okay. Wow. All right.
And I'm kind of with that and against that, because like I'd rather just have a seamless loading screen and just go through to that area. Then again, it's like I also don't know how big the actual play area is going to be in one area itself. So like if the one area is this really big play zone, And it's like, oh, that's pretty cool. That actually, it's not a bad thing. That it's just like, maybe that area's super popular and it's always looted up, but you decide to go to the farthest region of the map, and you find a town down there, and it's just like no one's been there that often. It's just easy looting, easy surviving down that way until you overdo it down that way. The idea is they want to make the map really big. I don't remember an exact measurement, but it's definitely going to be bigger than the majority of maps games have. Bigger than DayZ as well. And so the reason they have that feature is that they don't have to render the whole map. That means you have the sections you load in. It means less lag, more playability, which is good. So there's negatives and positives to that.
Yeah, I mean, I was going to say, like, in my mind, a negative to that would be how many people are you going to have on a server?
I hear 60 to 80. The goal is
over
80.
the whole thing, and when you're doing, so you have 60 to 80, but when you're doing how did, like, the same way that they did server cells, so you actually were joining different, like, sub servers for depending on what part of the map you were on.
I think it's one map, one server, one map, about maximum on the entire server cell, probably 80 players. That's what it sounds like.
It's that big. Are you going to run into other people? But if you don't, even with RP, if you're not always running into other people, which depends on the game and the situation, where you do want to run in, like with Wild West RP. I mean, you want to run into people all the time.
Yeah.
And DayZ, yes and no, sort of, because you have so much to do with your inventory and trying to get yourself set up, and maybe even get a character design the way you want to. Hopefully, find the right clothing items for however you set up your character. So more solo time is fine. But I'm just trying to think, like, the balance in between if you even are able to run into people, how often you can run into people, or this is kind of a tough one. When I first got into the DayZ with the Red Zone, I did 3 streams, almost 6 hours long a piece, and I ran into nobody, but especially because I didn't know where everybody was where the hubs were anyways. But I mean, I played for almost 20 hours by myself on an RP server.
The way I see that, there's a positive and negative to that. The positive, I think, and a negative at the same time, is that, like, running into somebody on the weird parts of the map, the regions that nobody really goes to, is kind of special in a sense. Like, it's a cool encounter, but, like, at the same time, as you explore the map for 20 hours by yourself, not knowing where anybody's at or running to people, or maybe just seeing the traces of people, it's kind of cool. It can kind of suck that you spent 20 hours and you didn't find anybody, but once you find the hubs, you kind of know where people are gathering at. So now you can go out to those areas that you know nobody will be at for safety, if you have to, for role play. Like, you're like, shit, I need to get out of town. This guy so and so wants to hurt me because I did this and that to somebody, or whatever. And you can kind of, like, oh, and I know where nobody goes, so I can kind of go out there and hide for a bit. And you know where the town is, which is kind of realistic at the same time. So, but as a new player, it could be disheartening to be like, I haven't seen a soul,
Right. No, exactly. But that could be alleviated if that's going to be and that probably will be the situation, like, almost undoubtedly, I'm sure of it. If that's going to be the case, and you're going to spend it, there's opportunities to spend a decent amount of time by yourself. Is there going to be enough to do by yourself? Are the game mechanics going to be such that it's going to keep you busy?
It sounds like it'll keep you busy more so than DayZ. The reason being, you have a lot of factors. You got NPCs in the game that are quest givers as well. I don't know how it's going to work on a roleplay server specifically, because it might be weird how they implement it. They might even take them out altogether. But I know I would still role play on a public server until RP server appears, just because sometimes it's kind of fun to bring someone in who doesn't know what's going on, especially in a game where it's like it's really much the zombies versus us. So you're more likely to work with somebody, than
True.
Go get somebody. But, like, even day one, the server comes out, I'm able to role play. No, I'm able to play the game, but there's no real roleplay servers. I'm still making an RP video of some friends on a server and roleplay of strangers I see. But, like, since it's current day, the game actually takes place in 2024. So it's like all the current memes, the way we talk to each other, will be pretty much like in character. Besides them, like, referencing that we are playing a video game, things like that will be kind of like out of character. But if we find some cool people and they just go along with it, we can just kind of roleplay with it. If they say something that's kind of out of character, for the most part, you just edit it out. But like I'm gonna role play it no matter what day one. Going in trying to save some guy, like, dude, get in the car, there's biters everywhere, you know, shit like that.
Yeah.
But
I mean, I think that provides a lot of entertainment too. I've done that very, very little, where on an obvious, not on an RP server, but in situations like that, doing actually role playing, and a lot of times confusing the ever living heck out of out of a player you encounter.
you know what's funny? I've noticed there's some people
Like, did you
randomly.
ever see what button is like? I don't know what buttons you're talking about. We gotta go. We gotta go right now.
You know,
Get in the car.
I know what you're saying with that. With DayZ, I've actually gone in the game doing my good tough guy voice. I'm like, get in the car, we gotta get out of here. It's dangerous. And I keep role playing and monologuing as we go along. And the guy's just like in shock. We're like, what the fuck's going on? I'm going along with this. And you're kind of taking this guy for a ride right now. You give him something he doesn't see very often, and then they fucking like have a blast. Sometimes people just get trolly, but like usually most people have a blast, and you're just you whoosh them along. Especially if like me and you did it together. And we whoosh some random guy along with us, and he kind of sees that we're role playing. He kind of gets into it a little bit later on. You're like, cool, you know.
Yeah, I haven't. I could see that. I haven't experienced that yet, so that would be very fun. That would be very interesting.
Now, listen
if they eventually sort of figure it out and play along after a while.
Now, listen to this. The servers I hear from what I read is that they're going to be very open to modding. And you can also create your own maps from what it seemed like through some kind of software or something like that, because the way they build the maps is very, like, it seems like the way they do it is pretty easy to just plop things into the game. So imagine this. Roleplay server. Admins have control. They can do things they need to do. They have all the admin tools. They said the game will have admin tools, kind of like, I don't remember what game they referenced it to being like, but they'll have admin tools built into the game for admins, which is nice. That you could probably make your own map, and it'd probably be the thing you can do, especially with modding. Imagine this. Someone builds their own map, their own world, their own place in the United States or Canada, wherever they want to take place. But here's the thing. They decide that there's going to be no zombies for the first 2 weeks on the server. And you get to role play as the average Joe pizza deliverer police guy. And this is the perfect way to really get into character, in my opinion, for like a server like starting up. Imagine you and I, you role play at this arcade or whatever you do, or you work on a farm or you work in a market, and I show up and whatever business you do, I'm like, oh, how's it doing, Al? Coming here for, just I need to get some more bread for, the kids, because we ran out again, because you know how the kids are making peanut butter jelly sandwich. We just have a conversation, and we just role play like regular civilians, and just regular like civilian role play like we would in GTA 5 for the first 2 weeks of the server, and then day one after the first 2 weeks, they turn on the zombies to low, and they change the map a little bit. And things start to go out of control. Day two, things get worse. And I run into you. I'm like, dude, get out of here. Me and my friends, we're taking our cars, some camping spots up the road, out of town. You should come with us, Things are going bad. We just let the military, take care of it. Role play the actual citizens, this, losing their shit, kind of getting scared. And we're like, what do we do, like
getting scared and bugging out.
Jerry's never used a gun, but he finally bought a gun today, because he's like, fuck it, things are getting real bad. He doesn't know how to shoot it, right? It's like shit like that. It's like, and then we try to do some scavenge supplies, and then as we scavenge more, shit gets more scarce and scarce. We make mistakes, we see more zombies, we lose people. The way I'm gonna play it, since we got
the vehicles and everything packed up, and you hit the store, you hit the general store right on the edge of town one more time, and Barney, the owner and shopkeep, Barney, you there? Oh, dude, we gotta pick up some more supplies, Barney. And you hear from the back a thump.
The best part is if Barney was an actual player and he died there, his zombie would be there still, his character model.
Then you hear this. Then you hear out of the back like a.
Imagine like you're still like getting used to like
grab
Barney.
Grab the bread.
Don't do it, Barney. Come on, man. Just don't stop, Barney. You just like you don't want to kill your friend, and you fucking kill him. And you're just like, fuck, just like losing your shit because you're not understanding. You're not like in the mindset. Yeah, this is the end of the world type shit. And
you're packing up a bunch of stuff. And you just killed the shopkeep your entire life. You're throwing it in the back of the truck, and you're just sitting there silently, just like, oh my god, and you're just busting out of town because you fire the gun too, so there's like zombies chasing you out of town too. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. You know that cool feature? So imagine this: you're a couple weeks into the zombie apocalypse. Cars are decaying because cars will decay faster outside than inside of the weather because it's snow, rain, wind, all kinds of weather in Canada. You're starting. You get like you can hotwire cars. You do it wrong, it sets off the alarm, pulls in zombies. You go into a nice house in the suburbs, and you trip the alarm on the house because the power grid's still on. Shit like that happens.
Back up.
Yeah. You can reactivate power grids and power stations if you find them as well.
Okay.
You just got to do it right and figure it out, the mini game and stuff like that with it. And imagine people role playing just not doing that at all because they don't know how to do it. But like this, the role play is so the potential for role play is so good with this game. And just like I've always wanted the role play zombie game where it's just shit just started and we get to grow with it, you know?
Yeah.
Instead of like making up a story 2 years in like DayZ servers do, where it's like 2 years in, you went to Chinaris, but like as an American, you're like, why did I go to Chinaris? Like, how did I end up here? You have to make some complex story how you got there sometimes. Like, it's so nice that like it's gonna be set in like the western part of the world. Just like, well, you know, the European players are gonna have to make up a better story, but you know, people go to Canada and United States more for like schooling and other jobs more so than people would go to like Chinaris, right? So it's like a lot easier, more like easier. So it's like, oh, I'm American, but why am I in Canada? I want to go camping and see Canada because it's super nice. It's got cool weather and got mooses and shit, you know? Mm-hmm. I was up there for school or I was visiting family because most of my family lives in Canada, but half our family moved to America, you know? Like easier stories to put together like that. And,
well, I was going to say, it's going to be nice. It'll be nice to see a open world sort of sandbox zombie apocalypse game that's not based in an Eastern Bloc country.
Yeah.
That's unusual.
But dude, I'm excited for this game. Early alpha is coming out towards the end of July, and I can't wait to play it. A closed alpha, so I won't be able to record anything or even upload anything. Even if I record it during, you're not allowed to record any gameplay and upload it even after the NDA is lifted up. You're only allowed to record once it's like allowed to, and upload.
Are you? Well, you just introduced me to this not very long ago. So say I do backer. I mean, it doesn't matter to me. I don't have. I got nothing. But I could throw money that way. They actually just send you an NDA once you back it.
I think it's somewhere on. I haven't read it myself or something, but I know there is one, and it's either on the website or in the backer thing. But you're allowed to record and send them videos of bugs to the people, but you're not allowed to upload it to YouTube. You can't stream it. I don't know if you're even allowed to like stream it on Discord to one guy. You probably get in trouble with that. Well, less likely to get in trouble for that, but like yeah. I look forward to playing it, and I'm actually going to go out of my way to test bugs, where I'll do everything I can to break the fucking game, you know, to show what, you know, they need to fix on. But it seems like they got a good, competent team of developers who are spending time to polish the game, because it sounds like, from what I've been watching and the videos I've been watching, these guys, you know, they really care about the game. And I've seen a lot of games like Scum and other games where, you know, I followed it, but I didn't really hear this kind of commitment from the developers. There was not as much feedback or conversation. They have a Discord where they just talk to their fucking viewers, like, back to back about things and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And
they seem like, I mean, what I'm seeing right now is something. If I was actually had the ability to game develop or something, you know, you would go, I can make an actual zombie survival, like, apocalypse game situation. You know, you would sit there like I do. I own Miscreated. Do you play Miscreated?
I have. I don't play it anymore though.
Yeah, Miscreated. I own Scum. I put a bunch of time into Miscreated. That was fun.
I put about 100 hours in Scum. That's about it.
I've way less than that, man.
I was playing a roleplay server though, so I mean, it's probably.
Oh, okay, that's different. Yeah. So it's Scum, Miscreated. You know, DayZ. I've owned DayZ for a while, but I never put hours into it until very, very, very recently.
I think about like 3,000 hours in DayZ.
Wow, that's ridiculous.
I'm good at the game.
That's how many I had in PUBG. I almost started my channel being just a PUBG streamer because it was actually fun back in the day.
It would have been good, but they've locked too much content behind just like keys and shit, and like they made the game so imbalanced.
But yeah, oh yeah, absolutely. It was good. It was way good when it was really early.
Yeah.
Same way with a lot of games. But even Ring of Elysium. But either way, you would look at those games like Scum and Miscreated DayZ and go, I could actually do like a real, like everything. You're gonna steal parts of that and things that are good out of those games, and you can make something that that doesn't really fall short in too many categories at all. The survival aspect, the zombie aspect, like the realism, the feel, and the immersion for that, if that's what you were going for.
Yeah.
So this is the Dead Matter devs, they're going, we can do what all these other games were sort of kind of trying to do, but fell short on. I mean, how big's the team? Do you know?
I took a look at Discord. I don't know exactly how big, but on the Discord they have actually you can't really see it here. Let's go to the Discord. It shows people online. I don't know who's offline, but online right now they have 7 developers on for the game. They have a web developer online, computer representatives. But like earlier today, I saw like 12 people on for dev, and they had a select section for like the main devs as well. So I don't know actually how many. I'll have to actually let me ask the question right now. There's a question thing.
That's fair. Because how many people they have and the money and time that's available. Because you don't want to see the thing stay in alpha for the next 3.5 years.
Yeah, and it's still in closed alpha right now, so it's like not even closed alpha. It's not even like a lot. Oh, so they have around 20.
Oh, all right. That's a pretty good team then.
From what I could see too as well, it's like it's farther along. Like they're working more on polish. Like this game, they've been working on this since like 2017, I hear. And out of all the early access games, and it's not even early access yet, it's not even on Steam, it seems to be farther along the most from what I've watched from the videos, the most recent videos. They're doing a lot of work on polish. And it's funny because I also see a lot of people complain like, well, this game looks glitchy as fuck. It's like, dude, you're watching a game that's not even early access to people. This is the developers showing what they've made so far and done so far for mechanics. And they are going into detail. The goal is it sounds like they want to make what DayZ should have been. What Scum should have been.
Yeah.
What Miscreated should have been. What Deadside could have been. Deadside's a different game. It's not zombie oriented. It's more PvP oriented. So it's like Deadside is pretty good.
That's pretty fun.
I want to get back into it. I just haven't had a chance or time.
If you want to play together, I got it, man. If you want to just go, if you want to do the fast route to just grabbing some guns and blasting some people.
I don't know if
blast with it.
I don't know if I still have my stuff because I haven't played in a long time, so it could be a server reset. But I got so good at the game the first week it came out with my friends that we were literally going to every objective, killing every player came in because we're 5 of us organized. It's like, okay, you over there on the hillside with the sniper rifle. I'll have we took quadrants of zones. We'd go do objectives and we'd hang out there. And we were really good at pushing from different directions and saying, hey, I'm coming up this way. And sometimes one of us would die, and we'd just hang out there until he ran back and got his gear back. And the other guys were trying to ship and get their stuff back, but we were already still alive, full kitted guns, full kitted gear, full kitted armor. So we just weren't going down easy. And we got to the point where we were just running along and killing everybody we came across because we were being careful, we were being organized, and we were calling out shit really well. And we killed so many players. I actually deleted a bunch of my content for it on my hard drive when Red Dead came out because I wanted to play Red Dead more than uploading a kill montage of the people we owned on Deadside, but now I regret that because I killed so many players on Deadside.
It would be good content. Yeah. It really would be.
And like how well we flanked people. I had so many good kills where just like they were facing my friends other ways, just kind of shooting back and forth. And I was like, killed 2 guys, and I walked in, killed the 3rd guy. I'm like, they didn't see us coming.
You know what? And I find this funny because you get intimidated by things like that or Tarkov, that sort of thing. But people don't more often than not, unless they're working as a very coordinated team all on Discord, a simple flank is so effective still to this day.
That's the appropriate strategy. See, like why I live in DayZ for so long. Actually, I killed all 3 players in this thing last night. I didn't record it. I was just playing because I was bored. So what I did was I had
what game?
DayZ. I was just playing on a PvP server. I had some gear, and I logged in. I was like, I'll just go kill some guys. I swatted 3 by myself. What killed me was the zombies because I got hit once and lost a lot of blood and health. So I bandaged up. I didn't realize the other guy was finished off by. I shot him. He didn't go down right away. I think he fell down right after I looked away from him. So the zombies finished him off. And so there was 5 zombies in the area, and I was gonna try to melee them instead of shooting them because I didn't want to attract more. So I killed all 3 players. Killed the first guy. Ran back behind the building. Flanked back behind them there, and they were like behind the cars. Killed one guy. He saw me. He ran the other way into the building. I ran into the building. I hit him with a baseball bat twice. Knocked out the other guy. And one guy was just knocked out who I shot. Woke back up. Came back and hit me. Hit me with a shotgun. Turned it around. Hit him with my shotgun. Knocked him down. But that's the one who didn't get knocked down right away. That's why I ran back inside to bandage up. Killed all 3 players by myself because I decided to just kind of do like a zigzag and flank back around and stuff like that.
Yeah,
And
I've done to that to that effect, like on Tarkov. I've done that so many times at this point. You do pop up and you run into another player and you exchange a little I would say, beginning pre-cum gunfire, and you realize, he missed, or he winged you, or you hit him, or whatever it was, and you kind of fall back, out of each other's vision. And I'll just back up maybe 20 yards or something and start just moving left out of his vision. But you still have a view on exactly where you were when you first engaged him. So he's about to pop over the hill. You got some bushes in between you and a little bit of mounded ground there.
Mm-hmm.
And you back up and you just start moving to the left or the right, whatever's prudent at the time. And going, oh man, I don't want to. Yeah, it's Tarkov too, so it's hardcore as hell. And just give it a second, and that dude will come running, sprinting over that hill to the last place that he saw you. And 9 times out of 10, I fire one round and it hits him right in the head when he's looking around like, where did this guy go? I just saw him right here.
I have a thing.
And you're standing slightly off to the side. He doesn't even see you at all. And he's like, "What? Is he behind this little pile of boxes right here?" And you're just like, "Black."
So
it amazes me again and again. Like I overestimate all the time. And then when you keep it a little more simple, it goes in your favor more often than not.
Here's the thing. I say this a lot. Most players are like goldfish. As soon as they lose sight of you, they kind of stop trying, Like, oh, I'm safe now. And I got this saying from actually Halo. Because on Halo, on invasion maps, I like to drive a vehicle. I want to drive a Warthog or any vehicle. But instead of just trying to fight constantly in the same spot, I do laps. Because as soon as you leave, they stop focusing on you. They focus on the next guy. And you drive back around again and you kill them. And then you drive back around again and you kill them. And I had a guy, I was with my friend. We had the Gauss rifle Warthog on this big team battle. And I killed 76 players with the Gauss cannon because I just did a lap. Some guys will get wise to it and then they'll catch on and kill us once or twice. But they just keep doing it because most people are fucking goldfish. And they're just like, oh, he's gone. Just like keep back into work. We come back around, bam, 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 kill some guys, and then our team takes advantage of the people who they lost, and then come back around, bam, bam, bam. And I did that with the Banshee as well, the flying one. Fly down because they would focus you really hard because they want to get, because they know that's a big threat. And so I would come down, kill one guy, fly off really far. And they're like, oh, we scared him off. Come back around, boom. Because that's what you do in real life. Is you don't stick around the battleground of vehicles like that. You just.
No, I've gotten some seriously high kill streak. I mean, Battlefield worked exactly that way, regardless of what version of Battlefield was. Especially with planes were one thing, especially with whatever version of Battlefield, whatever iteration of Battlefield you were playing. But more often than not, especially in tanks have been my highest kill streaks by far.
Oh, so easy with tanks. So I got a story for you about Battlefield.
You don't roll into an area. You hit it. You push with the infantry. You hit it up really good, and then you just fall back. You got to repair a little bit. You do that, and you just hang out for a little bit, and you look at the map, and you go, "Where's the next push point?" You get a good view on it, and then you just, you start pounding that location. You just get a ton of kills that way, and then you back off. And then people in squads aren't switching classes to anti-tank classes because they're too busy with the rest of the infantry.
Exactly, because as soon as you roll up, they're gonna be like, okay, we need landmines, rocket launchers, and claymores. So switch to that, and then they try to get you. But you roll off, they're gonna like, oh, these guys got AKs now, or whatever, and we're not set up to fight them now, so we gotta switch back.
I've approached triple digits in kills more than once like that.
I tell you something. With Battlefield 3, I'm not good at the game. I was playing one day on the Xbox 360, and I was in my first tank, and this is before I even started streaming to YouTube. I wish I was streaming this because
I'm sorry you were playing Battlefield on console, but go ahead.
Yeah. I was just shooting my gun at the sky of my tank, and I shot a jet by accident. He flew into it. I was like, I can't do that again. It's just like that was so fucking.
Yep, not even if I tried forever and ever and ever.
Because it's hard to hit, but I was just like boop, 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 just shooting randomly. It was just that perfect. He flew right into it. I was like, that's so cool. It's like it reminds me of another time in my life when I was like in junior high. I was sitting in my room. I was mopey because it was like I was bored. I was grounded or something. I couldn't go out, and I just tossed this pair of scissors across my room. But on the shelf, on top of my dresser, there was a little cup for holding pencils and pens. Flew right into it and landed perfectly. I was like, I wish I could do that again. I tried again, but I couldn't make it.
No,
it's one of those casual. He's like, fuck it.
You might as well remember it forever because it's never going to happen again.
Yeah.
Battlefield provided a lot of moments like that.
Yeah.
But especially with super long range sniping and things like that, things of that nature.
Let's get back to some dead matter.
Yeah, I know.
I'll keep going on something else.
I was gonna yeah, I know. I was gonna say. So, anyways, with dead matter, so the inventory system for dead matter, this is the same route as, this is the same kind of pattern as DayZ, I would assume.
Imagine like on your person, for inventory on your person, imagine like Tarcraft and DayZ fucked and made an inventory system.
Oh, good. All right, I'm ready to kill myself. Let's go.
All right, and then guess here's the cool thing.
I'm kind of kidding. That's sort of how that has to work when you have that many items.
In a building, guess what? Cabinets. You can store items in cabinets. You can store items in drawers and things. Everything in the house is openable. They made it so that I don't know how much you can move exactly, but in the video, the guy goes in the house, picks up an object, and moves it into the different spot of the house. And he kind of reorganizes the room he wanted into. He just moves some drawers around, and he just like...
You're like talking about picking up furniture?
Yeah. As long as you can pick it up like by yourself, you can pick up most things. And the cool thing was the drawers had this... I don't remember exactly. I could be wrong about this. Either I saw like an inventory system like in your pockets, or I also vaguely remember, this is just me being drunk and forgetting, and I hope they do it this way. I also vaguely remember that the food item they put in the drawer appeared in the slot in the drawer as well.
Oh, so you actually have the model show up inside of the stuff. Like if you do that, that's freaking extra. That's like a lot extra.
And the vehicles show all the models when you put them in the back of a bed of a truck. So
already?
Even
in alpha?
Yeah, even in alpha, yeah. They showed a demo of it where the guy's just throwing a acetylene tank, a box, a bag, and it takes up slot. You see like the little squares in the ground, the slots it takes up, and that's where it goes in the back of the vehicle.
Okay.
Which is really cool. You can see what people are carrying too. So if you play a bandit who's like risking the zombie apocalypse, you could follow someone out of town where it's safer to rob them, and you see they have a bunch of shit. Bonfonky says
you could sitting up on a ridgeline or something, see people like traveling in a car, hit up. You throw the binoculars up to your eyes, and you can actually see what they have on them. That's pretty special.
I don't know if Bonfonky's is it a joke question or if he's more asking a question towards Dead Matters. He says, "What's RP? Can someone elaborate?" I think he's mostly joking because he made a little face afterwards.
Of course.
But dude, I just can't wait to roleplay this game. I don't know how many emotes I have or if it'll be as good as other games, but if you can do a lot of things in the game, I'm willing to sacrifice some emotes and some like animations just to be able to do a lot more other mechanical things in the game.
Yeah, I'm always concentrating more on just give me just a couple of basic hand motions. The point, the way like Rockstar did with the hands up, because that's always of course that can be hands up, but that can also be so many things. You're putting shit. I've been drinking. What the fuck? What's the word for it? You're putting exclamation to the things that you're saying. You know what I mean? I use it all the time. It's just very emotive. It's just very animated and emotive to use that. You just use it for a second to say words like, stuff like that. And like a pointing thing, and maybe I think the pointing and the hand emotes are some of the most important for while you're talking. So you had like 4 or 5 of them, and you knew them well, and you had them bound well on your keyboard.
I have a Stream Deck for that.
I think more than like the 1,500 you have for GTA 5 roleplay that you have to remember, and over months and months, like you can now remember, and slash emote, slash E, the goofy name for the thing that doesn't the name itself doesn't even make any sense for how you would use it in the first place.
Yeah, some
sort of mopping emote or whatever it is for something that actually is it's much better to be used in the other way. I'm rambling, but you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah. Red Dead has a lot of emotes as well, but you can also, if you have a Stream Deck, or even like you can bind the keys to your like number pads on the right side of your keyboard, you can still like bind all those keys. I have like 12 buttons bound on my Stream Deck. Here's the thing I want to say before I forget, because I'm about to forget it because I'm drinking.
Fair.
Imagine the future. I don't know how far off this is going to be, but VR is still growing. It's still a thing that people are doing, especially the bodysuits now, stuff like that. Imagine a game like DayZ, like Dead Side, that has VR capabilities. Imagine role-playing, doing your own hand emotes just because you have the controllers in your hand. And,
oh my god. Oh my god.
There's so many situations where I'm role-playing, and I just want to get really into it, and just put my hand on the guy's shoulder like, everything's going to be okay. I know what we went through was bad, but man, let's get through this together. You pat his back, shit like that.
You're like the sheriff from Stranger Things.
Another thing is, here's the downside of Dead Matters.
No, but I'm absolutely with you to be able to do that. Oh, could you imagine RP in VR? But let me not. I'm not going to derail you. Please keep going.
We can talk about that another time.
I was getting turned on.
The downside of Dead Matters is that it's first person only.
You know what? I don't think that's a bad thing.
It's a bad thing in a small way. It's not a big bad thing. It's a bad thing for people who, for me as a person who records content and makes videos, sometimes it's nice to have just turn your camera around and get a shot of yourself talking to somebody,
So that sort of cinematic camera angle thing. I see that.
But if I roleplay with you, I'd be like, hey man, can you record and just send me footage of me talking to you guys so I can use that? That'd be what I have to do. But I would I just imagine we're surviving the Walking Dead together, just in a city, and we're not all serial killers or murderers or hardened survivalists. We're just people surviving together, trying to make it, trying to get through this, and changing together into these hardened survivalists, if we make it that far. And I will permakill every character that dies, as long as it's not to a bug. So if I die to zombies around people, so here's the thing with zombies. If I die to myself playing this character, I won't perma the zombies, but if I'm with you and you see me die to zombies, then I'll roleplay dying to zombies. And I will permakill every character, because your corpse left behind has your gear on it. And it's walking around trying to kill people. Is that fucking crazy or what?
Yeah, that's actually pretty cool. Yeah. That lends for some interesting situations.
Imagine we've been role-playing together for weeks, and your character's gotten really attached to my character, or vice versa. And Jimmy comes back and he's like, Axiom, Sinnix didn't make it. Where is he? Did you put him down? He's like, no, he's there. And you go see my character, and you just have this moment. You're like, no, just fuck. You see me dead, walking around as a zombie, and you're just there's your best friend. You're just losing your shit, and you see me, and you're pulling your gun. And you're just fuck, I can't do it. And you finally do it. You
stupid motherfucker! I told you not to go outside. God.
Yeah, and it's such an intense moment to have. Oh my god, And that's that's the kind of shit I can't wait to get into.
I know.
And to get into the emotion part of it, because I'm totally gonna play you know, I'm not gonna play a bad guy off the back. I say bad guys for like later characters, but I like to play a long living good guy who's just trying to do the right thing for people, and he does the bad thing to do the right thing sometimes, just because it's how the RP goes sometimes. Like how when I played John Wishire, he did a lot of good things, but did one bad thing trying to do the right thing, and his story was forever changed, but it was an epic thing, sadly epic, like where I killed a girl. I killed 2 of my friends, you know, trying to do the right thing. It's just like shit kept getting worse and worse. And like it was going crazy and shit. I uploaded the whole thing to YouTube as well if you ever want to catch it. It's sad, but it's a good story at the same time. There's a scene where I'm like, John, you really do the right thing. I made the call. Had to be the right call. John. He's just talking to himself in the corner, just like, you got that girl killed. It's like those moments where he's just losing his sanity out in the middle of nowhere because he's been by himself for like 4 days, 5 days, 6 days, 7 days, you know? And it's just...
No, she deserved it. No, she died. She died and it's all your fault.
You pulled the trigger. You had options. You had options. You chose to shoot her. Had options. Just like shit like that. It's fucking crazy.
It was for the best.
Yeah. And so my character developed like 2 personalities. He was called Daryl, and he was also called John. And Daryl was the fake name they gave to people. That fake name turned into a person.
Yeah.
And then finally, I played him to the point where at some point he was ended up killing himself, but people came along and helped him, and he told them his struggles after a while. After he got to know them, they accepted him for his struggles. Even though he murdered somebody, he was trying to do the right thing. He came back from it. They all got killed and disappeared, and he went back into it again. It was just kind of crazy. It was a fucking cool character.
The support system left, and Daryl came out.
And Daryl was a lot more ruthless, a lot less trusting, and there's points where, like, people were telling me out of character, like, dude, your character's scary to be around. I'm like, he's been through some shit, and he's ready to kill somebody if he doesn't trust them. And he doesn't trust anybody anymore, you know? He's just like, he's so fucked over. His friends tried to kill him, even though, like, they didn't understand the situation as well. And the funny thing was, killing Alaska wasn't good or bad, really. It was good for some people, it was bad for some people. It was good for others, it was bad. It was like, it was not a really, truly evil thing. Because she actually, I didn't know her character and her story 100%. She really fucked over some people. She really hurt some people. But I didn't know that in character, you know? And I was trying to do the right thing, and she said, like, she actually didn't kill this guy inside her base, but her character was kind of the person who was panicky, scared, like, you know, volatile at times. And the way she explained it made it sound like she was the one who pulled the trigger, but it was actually another guy who pulled the trigger with her. But she felt responsible for it, so she didn't say that he did it. And so I ended up, you know, shooting her in the face as like, you know, he didn't want to do it, but he's like, because she's been kind of dangerous throughout the story, and he did everything to mentor her and raise her and try to make her on the right. She was like a kid. She was like a 16-year-old kid, and my character was like trying to like put the kids on the right track. And then John became kind of like a murderer for that shit, unfortunately. Yeah, crazy story.
This is like this didn't matter. Could just roll out, and if you get the game mechanics behind it, I'm thinking, you know, get that real drama like that, real feel like that. You know, some Walking Dead level stories.
Yeah. And I think that's what will help inspire people on a zombie apocalypse survival server. Because the issue I've seen on DayZ was there was a lot more like drama between groups, because honestly, people get bored when the zombies aren't a threat. They're easy to deal with, and people work together. I've seen on the server, even enemies came together to help fight the hordes of zombies towards the end of Chernarus before we switched to Livonia. Hordes of hundreds of zombies responded by the admins, and people were forced to work together because there were so many of them. It got so foggy with the mod they had that you couldn't see that far. You kind of locked down in shelter, and then your house got surrounded, and people would save you, and you worked together because they're like, shit, this is a bigger threat. So now in a game where the zombies are an actual threat, there will still be bad guys out there. There'll still be serial killers. There'll still be bandits out there. I don't think there'll be as many bandit groups as you would think, you know? And I think more people, when they rob each other, it's more like, you have food and I need it really bad, you know? and they might
Yeah.
steal them for the food and not kill them for that.
Not out of malice, but out of
Yeah,
desperation.
out of desperation. Yeah, and the map being
that could create
huge,
some interesting situations.
with the map being
For sure.
huge, it could create situations where people live across the map, and between the major points of the quadrants, you might travel all the map you're in to a new area, and you might see two guys in there who are also traveling to the next part of the place, And if you drive through the cauldron, you gotta have enough food and water. If you're driving a car, you have to have enough gas. And then you have to scavenge again before you go to the next quadrant. So I don't know I know the map's gonna be huge. I don't remember the exact number, but it's a huge enough where it's like you have to prepare to go to the next area. And the idea is they want to make the map accurate to Canada for the most part. So they'll have a lot of monuments and points of interest and actual locations and fairly accurate city reputations. Not maybe not the whole city size, but like enough of the main areas to kind of fill out the map and things like that.
So and compressed versions of traveling across east to west or west to east to Canada.
Exactly. And I'm hoping because they're aiming for 60 to 80 players, and they're using the what's the engine for Unreal Engine 4. And that's another reason why they're able to do so much of this stuff, because they have an engine that's already able to do this kind of thing. So it's like not like Daisy, where
the Unreal Engine is sort of bulletproof for stuff like that.
Yeah, so it's not like Daisy where they made their own engine. It's always like like breaking its back trying to do new things. I could see this game hopefully easily getting up to like maybe 120 players on the server. Because Daisy even has 120 player servers that are kind of laggy at times, but not bad. It's not bad enough. But now imagine a game that's more built for that kind of shit, and you have 120 players.
And I think we're in that point now where, well, it's obviously possible having over 100 people on the server without lagging if the engine's right.
Yeah. And there's multiple cauldrons, so that means like if someone's got a base that they built up pretty big as they can with the area they claimed, with the, because you can build some walls, you can build some things like Daisy, but it's not like building big fortresses. It's more like you're building things to keep zombies out, and you're reinforcing the doors, you're blocking up windows. Yeah. So it's more like there's a limit to that. It's not going to be like, 5,000 fences around your base like DayZ, but it's going to be more limited because you have a smaller space you can build in, smaller claims, things like that.
Yeah, that is very exciting, and I think DayZ is a good. What the things that I liked about DayZ were that I hadn't done prior to that. I had only done a little bit of screwing around here and there, but it's not noteworthy. GTA 5 RP, and the putting players, RPers in that situation with the actual zombie apocalypse, survival matters sort of thing, brings a whole new dynamic to absolutely everything. And I think as much as I don't care for DayZ, the way the inventory system works out, and you're always having to screw around with that, and you can't concentrate with the RP that much, but that's my own personal problems. But to put together a real like zombie apocalypse scenario with RP, I think this could be really the pinnacle of something that people would actually watch too.
Yeah. Here's another cool thing. I'm gonna follow it closely. This is gonna be good for content for you and me streaming, and you should get on the YouTube ball for this as well when it comes out.
I'll get there.
Another thing about zombies. You want to see cool things about zombies? Hopping on a car is not gonna save you from zombies. You're gonna climb on that shit. Zombies can climb on most things you can climb on. They also can't climb on most things you can't climb on either. So, like if you get onto a big semi truck, luckily enough, they're not gonna be able to get up on that roof of the semi truck anytime soon or easily. You get on the rooftop. I don't know if they can climb ladders or not. I think they might be able to climb ladders. I'm not 100% sure about that.
I never liked that zombies could climb ladders.
Because in fact,
they should be dangerous enough on their own.
Yeah.
But climbing ladders.
The thing about zombies is that like in this game, the line is they're not sure if they're undead or infected, because here's the thing: when you get killed, you become a zombie on the game. So it's kind of like a weird blur so far if they're actually undead.
Even if you get killed, not just a zombie, but you actually just die. So someone shoots you in the head.
Yeah, you turn into a zombie. Maybe they might change it where if you get shot in the head, you don't turn into a zombie, or maybe if you only get killed by zombies, like bitten and chewed on a bit.
You don't know though, huh?
Yeah. Yeah.
So sort of that
Oh,
that situation. Hell is full, so no more souls are accepted. So you die no matter what. You come back
there's an
as a
actual
flesh-eating monster.
story on the server as well. There's radio stations as well. You can actually take over the radio stations I hear too and broadcast on them. But there's not like a music station built into it. But we won't stop people from playing music over their microphone. But my thing would be, if I ran a roleplay server and people wanted to play music on their over the radio, I would ask them to play only non-copyrighted music. Music that you can play for free. So let's make a playlist of rock bands that are like small. And they don't mind people playing their song for free, shit like that.
Yeah.
Just so that you can have the music on the game without worrying about it. Because I would suck to get demonetized or have to cut it out of my videos because it's copyrighted.
Oh yeah. Well, I think there's more non-copyright stuff out there than you would think.
There's a lot. There's a lot. So you can definitely find every genre of music. It's not copyrighted. It's just don't play like the mainstream shit.
Yeah. Well, I found out. I did some experimentation for a while on Twitch, and I get it. But now they're really cracking down on copyright stuff. But I'm too small. I'm too small to even worry about, anyways. But like even getting stuff that the algorithm picking it up and blanking it out on the VODs. All it takes is, as long as it doesn't go by itself for more than 10 seconds, then you have some stuff overlaying, and it's never going to pick up on it.
When I did a podcast with Mr. Moon, he told me this. Don't worry about the music you use in a video. If it fits, it fits. I like that very much, but he's also a lot bigger than I am, so you can do that for a video and not have to worry about it. And I make my income through Twitch, YouTube, and DoorDash, so it's like I can't really afford to be demonetized. But if I got bigger, where I was like making good money every day from Twitch and YouTube, I would make a video that uses copyrighted music and not give a fuck. It's because it made the video better. I would do that, but this early on, I'd be like, I can't do that.
Yeah, I know. I'm the same way. Like it would kill me. It would really. That's my bird. Sorry.
Mm-hmm.
It would kill me if the thing that fit the situation I was displaying on screen, the only song that fit the situation was playing Freebird. It would just kill me to have to do anything else. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But yeah, the game's gonna be good. I can't wait for it to come out. Can't wait to play the early alpha, closed alpha, and I can't wait for it because as soon as it goes to open, I can tell you right now, most of my videos will be Dead Matter. Most of my content will be Dead Matter. I'll be streaming Dead Matter. It'll be the game I play because I have this strong feeling that it's going to be the new DayZ. It's going to be the new Scum. It's going to be the new Tarkov. It's going to be the new Rust. It's like not exactly all those games. It's going to have features from them. It's going to be that game that everybody's going to be playing.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I hope so. I mean, I'll take you on the on your word for it with the good feels, because I will. The bird's awake. It's 6:00 in the morning. I'll back it, and then we'll just see where that thing goes, because I'm excited. I'm excited as you are at this point.
And if it does fail, it'll just be another game I played for a couple hundred hours.
Yeah, exactly. And that you get so excited about all the pie in the sky stuff, but I mean, I'm always willing to give somebody the whole development team the benefit of the doubt.
The funny part is, when Scum came out, I wasn't hyped. When Rust came out, I wasn't hyped. When Dead Tech came out, I wasn't hyped. And when what was the other game called? The one you were talking about earlier, the mutants instead of zombies.
Miscreated.
Miscreated came out. I wasn't hyped. I looked at it. I'm like, seeing these futures, kind of cool, and I'll play it.
Mm-hmm.
Watching this one in production and like looking at what they're trying to do, it's like it seems like something special. It's very ambitious for sure, and I have good hopes for it.
The level of ambition makes me very excited, however, very cautious.
Well, Axiom,
as we all know,
we are at the end of the podcast. It's been fun talking about this and talking about role playing stuff. It's time for you to put your plugs in, talk about what you got going on and shit like that. So the stage is yours.
Oh, thanks, man. My only plug is my Twitch channel, Axtium, AXTIUM _action. at twitch.tv. Other than that, just like you've been you've been wringing my rag out about getting some YouTube videos up, so that will be coming at Axe Team Gaming
And
on YouTube.
I will provide links to both as well. So
yeah, so there's nothing on that channel, so don't even provide a link to that because that's a huge disappointment. But you know,
I should, just in case somebody down the road like watches this months later.
I guess if you want to. But Sinnix, it's been a blast, man. Thank you for having me.
You're welcome, dude. Thank you as well. Catch you guys later.